You adjusted my height for my head. I am taller than you.
Yeah, oh, you're gonna have to sit up high. There we go.
So how come you always put your guest against...
I don't. You guys always just hide in there first.
Okay, I thought it was because you didn't want us to run away.
I know. Sometimes videos are scary for people, and they don't want to. They don't want to stay in it. The video they run. So we box them in. Hey.
Hey, long time no see. It's been
Yeah.
almost a year.
What were we doing a year ago?
We were talking about scale stuff, me and you. That's why I came here for.
Well, let me see. I get to see you at the local RC Ottawa, or I guess it's called Ottawa Rock Crawlers now. The Ottawa Rock Crawlers get together, which is once a month on the first Thursday, I think it is.
First Thursday of the month.
So we have a chance to get together for that.
Yeah.
And then of course you have an incredible scale park called The Sims.
Yeah. Because of my last name, Simard Sims.
Wee wee. And of course, then we just get together because why not?
Yeah. And at The Sims, we're going to have one of your events soon, next month.
So, I don't really want to say it's one of my events because it's your track and you're doing all the work.
Yeah, well, you're going to come down and help also.
I'm going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
So, if you saw the Call to Crawl videos from last season, you will see one of them that we did was a nice big event we had at your place.
Yeah.
Of course, we found this out too when we went to Call to Crawl in Calgary, that having a scale park that stays all together like Blackfoot RC, amazing. That's really handy.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you opportunities to build terrain and obstacles and course, technical course sections that you can't do if it's public terrain. So we have some huge, really cool new stuff that you're setting up this year. What did you change this year?
Well, I kind of divided my course in two different parts. So now I have more of a crawling, a trail run, which is just trail and branches and not too challenging. And I have another part, the second part is going to be a little bit more challenging. That's going to challenge more of the trucks.
So this year, of course, with Call to Crawl, we're doing a team challenge for the local Ottawa series. It's 3 events only. Instead of our 6 events and then drop one for a 5 total like we did last year, we're doing 3 days this year where there's multiple courses and extra team challenges, but you have to stay with your team.
Yeah. And even if you haven't done the first event and don't plan on doing the third one, you can still come down and have fun.
Oh yeah, it's a day of crawling that you don't want to miss anyway, even if you're not planning on being part of the actual series.
Because that's somebody that came up to me and says, well, it makes no sense for them to come because they can't really win the grand prize, because you are giving a prize for at the end of the third challenge.
Yeah, we'll do the prizes for the winners, the team winners, and stuff like that.
So that's for local people that come, but not everybody can do it every time. I missed the first one. The second one is actually at my house. Yeah. But I'm theoretically not going to participate because I'm going to be busy hosting and running around and taking videos and pictures and all that. It was tough for me last year to actually compete in it and actually host it at the same time. I was running like crazy. It's true. That happens if it's a big shout out to hosts everywhere who put these things on, because so much goes on behind the scenes before the trails even open, and then during the trail day there's a lot to do. Yeah. So hands off for all you guys that are helping out putting the trails together. This year, you're making my job easy this year. Oh, the trail's almost all done. The trail is there still. There's some changes from last year, but most of it's still there. And then you've got new challenges that you've built up. So this year we're going to be able to go to Call to Crawl at The Sims and put together some super fun tiny trucking. Some of those challenges, you can actually see them on my YouTube channel. I've actually posted some of them. There's a link in the YouTube box to find the Sims channel, which is actually called Tank RC. The Tank RC. And since you're there looking at the video, you might as well like them and also subscribe. It really That's a good idea too, yeah. Yeah, do that. So Team Challenge at The Sims is going to be a little different than our first run, which we did at the Vidon Pit.
The Vidon Pit was a huge, almost 200 gates trail where you had to stay with your team, and everybody on your team gets through the gates, so you can get a clean gate point, and everybody has to get through the bonus to get a bonus point. This year at the Sims, because it's now 2 courses, we're going to do a team trail, which is the same as what we did for our event 1. And then we also have a whole team challenge section on the other side of the courses, which is going to be V-notch. There's a hill climb. There's a 28-foot log bridge. There's what's the second? There's a dirt hill climb and a rock hill climb. There's 2 different ones. Yeah. And what was some of the other stuff that was on that side?
Well, there's a 50-degree hill, which is going to be tough for the people to actually do. But like with any team, you can take a truck, go around, and pull your buddy up. But that truck that went around has to come down and actually make that hill also.
That's right. So the whole team has to get through.
So the whole team has to get through the gates.
We're also doing a flatland drag.
Yes.
Timed flatland drag. So what happens is your whole team is going to go through the flatland drag course, which is not very long, but you have to get the whole team through, and from the beginning when the first guy starts to the end when the last guy finishes, that's going to be your time for that section of the course. So if you have 4 people on your team, all 4 of them will go down the flatland course. You have to make sure nobody flips over, or you're going to have to do recoveries and stuff, and that's going to add to your time, so you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you get the shortest time. So and then we're going to rank the teams by the amount of time it took them to get through the course, and that's how we'll give the points for that event.
Cool.
And also, new to the Call to Crawl Team Challenge is blind driving. Do you want to describe that?
No, you describe that. You do it so much better than I do.
Okay, so basically, let's just assume that there's going to be there's a 10-gate section of the course, which is actually going to be out in the open near where we set up the tents and stuff. We're going to have the blind driving section there, and that means that everybody in your team has to get through it, except to drive, you're going to be facing away from the course, driving your truck over there behind you. And your teammates will have to tell you to go left or right and make sure that you don't hit the gates and get through the course. So it won't be a particularly difficult course to get through, but you won't be able to see anything you're doing. So you're going to have to listen to your teammates and make sure you guys pay attention to each other and communicate. And hopefully you don't have to have a recovery while you're not watching.
And if you're another team, can you make noise to try to disturb that other guy that's actually trying to concentrate to, like if his teammate is go left, the other guy go, no, go right, go right.
You wouldn't believe how much that happens. So the team challenge has been done a couple times now with the GCM Adventure Series in North Carolina. So we started doing team challenge in the fall last year with great success. And some of these types of events with the timed courses and the blind driving and stuff, these are things that we've done successfully in North Carolina. So we're going to bring them up here. And it's actually a real hoot. And the teams are always yelling at each other, so it's lots of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have scale points, right, at the beginning?
So we're doing truck tech the same as always. That's correct.
Yes. And tire tuck is an issue?
Tire tuck is important because you get that on your tech card as a tech point. You get a small tire bonus for having tire size that's less than 4.2. So it is important, and the reason that we do that is because it gives the drivers a bit of an advantage in their scoring if they're trying to drive a tiny tire truck or if they're driving a larger tire truck, and so there's obvious advantages to that. And the tiny tire bonus helps out your score a little bit, pumps you up.
And that's the reason why I did the wheel to extend my wheels on this guy. So it really helped my tire tuck on this guy. Yeah,
so the fender coverage is all that you need, top down. That's how we set up tire tuck. If you can get fenders to cover, then good to go.
Yep.
What do you think we're going to need for winches and recovery equipment at your place?
Yes, you will need some. Even in the trail, you'll need the winches sometimes.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Find all the recovery equipment.
So if you don't have a winch, it's a team. It's a team event, so your buddies will be able to pull you out as long as you have a tow rope. So, and an anchor point to actually tie that tow rope.
I guess I don't have a winch, so I'm going to need some teammates.
Yeah, that rig is friggin' huge. It's long.
It's a big, long truck, yeah.
It's going to take a big truck to pull that.
Well, surprisingly enough, I've been really happy with the way this drives. So I'm getting some really good driving with it.
Cool.
Very capable. Surprising how big it is, but it's very capable. So I'm excited to drive this again. This is my call to crawl truck for the year, and it should be lots of fun.
What size of tire you got on that? Are they smaller?
405.
405?
Yep. They suit the truck and they look big. They certainly give me enough traction and enough road clearance and stuff, dirt clearance in the middle, but they're within the size of tire that gets me a small tire bonus, so that helps out because the truck is huge and heavy.
Cool.
Yeah. So when are we going to the Sims?
22nd of July.
July. That gives us a little bit of time to get ready. Last year, when we were getting ready for the call to crawl at the Sims, we ended up with people coming up from New York.
Yes.
We had some guests come over from Quebec and a whole bunch of people from Ontario, and so this year I expect everybody to pull up your Tiny Truck socks and show up to this because the course is unbelievable, and it should be an extra fun time.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's not too far from Quebec, so all the people can come down from Montreal.
I like that. So
have some fun.
Yeah, we're on the west side of Ottawa, the city, and you're on the east side. Yeah. About the same distance away from downtown, so it's really kind of handy for us to be able to go out to the east side at your place and get all the East Coast guys, the east side guys, to come over, and that's really good.
I'm about 35 minutes from downtown Ottawa. 35, 40 minutes from downtown Ottawa to my house. And from here, it's about the same thing to Ottawa also.
Yep. Yeah, so that'll be lots of fun. Looking forward to that. What other projects do you have on the go right now?
I have RC four-wheel drive Galande 2, but the, what do they call that kit again?
That's the FJ40.
FJ40 kit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm working on. And I got a couple other Tamiya trucks, but they're just for on-road and just having fun more than anything.
Yeah. My daughter built a sand Sand buggy, but what's the name of that thing? I forget the name of it now.
She's behind the camera waiting, saying, hey, yeah, I'll go check. I think she's going to pull it out.
These,
sand scorcher?
No, it's not a sand scorcher. It's da 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 da.
Sand Rover.
Sand Rover.
Sand Rover.
That's what it's called.
Cool.
So I think we better finish that up this year, and because now it's peak summer, it's a perfect time to get the Sand Rover out on the beach.
Yes. The trucks are so fun on the beach. And right now it's fun because there's not a lot of people on the beach. It's still a little bit of cold, so there's not a lot of people that you can trample on.
Hey, put that down here. I want to see. So this is Emily's new project.
Cool.
Yeehaw!
Did she do the paint job?
I don't know. I think we shared the paint jobbing, eh? Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about this, actually. She built the whole thing up, and we're going to stick I have all the motor and everything for it now, so we just have to stick it in, and away we go. Should be great.
I want to get the military version of that.
That's the FAV?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah. Dana built one of those. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely summertime around here, and we got crawling events, and we got stuff to do at the beach, and there's truck building going on, and there's lots of fun happening. So it's a great time of year for scale trucking and getting outside into the woods and doing stuff in the woods and on the beach.
Oh yeah, and they got the same guy I put in my TF2.
Yeah.
And this year, on top of that, on my TF2, you guys can't see that, but I'll show Chris. I've added some legs to my guy because the guy that actually comes from the RC four-wheel drive does not have legs.
Yeah.
But what I did is I had a skeleton, and you can see both his legs
there. Good for you.
So he's actually an handicapped person with no legs, but he does have artificial legs.
That's a call to crawl tech point, by the way.
Yes.
Having a driver with legs and feet.
Yeah, because if you don't have legs, how many points do you have, or you have no points if you don't have legs?
Yeah, you don't get the check mark for the driver.
Driver with full figure, in other words, with
legs and feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Minions don't count. They don't. So we're pretty excited to do Call to Crawl. It's coming up soon, and thanks to Francois, the Tank RC, for coming up.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. We actually spent the entire day in the shop here doing all kinds of bumpers and fun stuff. So
bumpers and sand rails, rock rails for this guy.
Yeah. So we've had a huge fun day of eating gigantic burgers and doing all kinds of metal work and lots of RC fun over here.
And coming up with new ideas of how to hold everything together.
I know. Yeah, every time one of these projects happen, you kind of come up with some new techniques. So that's good. And I need all the help I can get, because some of you know from the channel I'm working on my Comp Toy, which is my Toyota Competition Class 2 build. And I'm going to start into all the metal work here any minute. And I learned some few things today from that.
Cool.
Yeah. Look forward to seeing you guys all at Call to Crawl. Make sure you get all your recovery equipment you can possibly find. And get your truck set up so that you and your team can win something good on the team challenge scoring for Call to Crawl. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on July 22nd at The Sims.
Thank you.
Check out the links. Check out the links below, and come and see us. Bye-bye.